military school, but ooh, first off, gross color combinations here. Puppypaw spawning in the east side. This could be the game decider. If he is able to take the dub, he will move on to the grand finals. He's on the east, he's on the Ottomans, and who else do we have?
On the west side, we have my insanity, ZertoN. So yeah, and again going for the early aggression with the barracks, which is pretty good against Ottoman. You want to deny them of stone and gold, delay their feudal and their military schools. So yeah, I'm not, but it's still Ottomans. When they're playing against English, they don't go for the early military school, so they're Poppy is going straight for gold. So by the time that first Man-at-Arms arrives, Poppy should realize it's coming and have like 4 or 5 villagers on gold, get enough for feudal, and then just peace out.
Yeah, exactly. And ZertoN again, I mean, he is loving this same opening every time. It almost feels like I'm watching just deja vu after deja vu. Barracks opening, Men-at-Arms coming across, Puppypaw. He just seems to have played this. He knows how to react. He knows how to deal with it. Well, at least with the other civs. Let's see if he has a difference here with this civilization. Shout out KP. I see the raid coming in. But this is finals to Puppypaw ZertoN series, not the grand finals yet, as we still have the losers bracket we're covering, but just now getting into this third game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, Poppy just shifting 4 villagers to get that goal early, and then he's just gonna pull back all those villagers to food and age up comfortably. And there we go, the 100 gold he needs, and he's out.
Literally. Now he grabbed 1 extra gold. Come on, we have to scold Puppy. You grabbed 1 extra gold. This was awful. But no, able to literally pull off the vills at picture perfect timing. Looks like he's gonna go try to do an extra drop off for the stone now. He is gonna be able to tank up this Men-at-Arms, I believe, for enough without taking damage. Not all the way, so he's gonna have to send 1 extra vill for a half drop off.
Yeah, but this is fine. I mean, he's gonna lose some health, but he's gonna get the military school that he's going to need eventually. He just needs to send like 3 more villagers.
Good spot
Yeah,
for
he
the,
needs 5 stone.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Twin Minaret Madrasa in a good spot here, as not quite perfect as the house. I would have liked it to be 1 tile over, but the house, this allows longbows to have no real opportunity to pressure in on the Berryvilles, maybe other than this tiny spot that could be out of town center range on these farther side berries. But, you know, very, very good spot to prevent any long-term aggression that could come out of the English side.
Yeah, absolutely. Longbows will have a very hard time harassing that twin minaret, because even if they go all the way around this huge wood line, it will take them so long that the Sipahi will be out and will just kill them.
Yeah, the way to win against the English like over and over again is just not letting them get that ball forward, not letting that just very, very immobile mass actually cause damage. And the way to do that, Sipahi and mobility, utilize, running the gold, running the wood lines, make the army for the English pull back or be massed up at home. And then all of a sudden, you've massed up more of a military, your Sipahi run from the backside and do that pincer movement and dive in either side. But first stables being dropped, we're already going to see some of that mobility starting to be utilized, and we saw how well it worked for Puppy.
Yeah. Puppy knows ZertoN is going to have a very delayed feudal, and ZertoN saw the age up, and he's rushing his age up now with 6 villagers. Anyways, yeah. He's getting the stable down because the Sipahi will absolutely destroy these Men-at-Arms because they are just Dark Age. So feudal Sipahi just takes care of them fairly quickly. And they need to run back home, and now Puppy has again full control of his base until ZertoN ages up, and we'll see what he decides to do. My guess is he's gonna start producing longbows and spears and try to keep the aggression on Puppypaw, because if you let the Ottoman set up and get all his production, and he and get to castle, this becomes really, really tough for the English to defend.
Yeah, and English, I mean, they always kind of have these different pokes and points in their game plan that they just are so vulnerable, and one of those is Dark Age not having spears, which he's already gotten past that point, starting to pump those spear numbers out. But Ottomans, they're so strong with their military mass and how many numbers they can pump out. Military school just now being dropped. You should cancel the spear and switch it to archers, I believe. And then Sipahi and Archer mass ball, but then you're also going to have the addition of the Vizier points. You're going to have whatever bonus you desire. I believe it's going to be that meta choice, giving you extra mobility, giving you extra attack speed, and just very, very scary. Right? Look at Puppypaw, utilizing his vision to perfection. Right as the spears, right as the longbows move out, he sat there and waited. He sat there and watched like a like a creeper next door through the blinds, and right as they moved on out, he takes in, he strikes with his opportunity, and first Vil takes some extra damage.
Yeah, and these
just
are
idle
English
time.
villagers. You cannot fight the Sipahi with English villagers because they have a bow. And Sipahi has 2 range armor, so you have to run away as English with your villagers against Ottomans. When you will normally just turn around and ship them and buy enough time for your military to get, you cannot do that as English.
Yep, and these 10 military units for ZertoN are starting to move forward without really a ton of vision, or I don't know where they're gonna pressure. So he's running to the side where the gold is, but Puppy doesn't have anyone on gold. If he spots this out as well, Puppypaw can utilize his mobile army and just go clear this with a much better fight that he's going to take. And I say he's not on gold, and ZertoN moves forward right as he goes to gold and gets 2 villagers. So huge pickup there. It is 2-0 right now as far as the eco damage that has come on in.
Yeah, unfortunate timing for Poppy to go back into the gold. He really wants to get back into castle, maybe get to the Saprius instead. So now he's gonna have to shift back and maybe grab back gold or the big gold forward, because he has his military around that side. But Puppy deciding to catch this army of ZertoN that is in the middle of nowhere, and he should be able to clean this up.
And this is such a big detriment to the English. You're gonna need to kind of match the numbers on the Ottoman sides. The big benefits to the English is those numbers when they pump on up, taking a winning fight. Sipahi chased the scout a little too far, but ZertoN's whole entire mass that he moved forward has been cleared. Although they did get 2 villagers, this could allow Puppy to kind of have this extra military, have this military school snowball a little bit more, and pay off just a little bit quicker. Even the wolf is on Puppypaw's side, the true brethren.
Yeah, but there he goes. Puppy has no mercy and just kills the poor wolf. But yeah, this is terrible for ZertoN. Again, Puppypaw has secured map control for himself as Ottomans. He has a decent enough military that he can just produce of military schools and idle his other production buildings and save up for castle. And when he gets to castle, knights, crossbows, men-at-arms, they all just do very well against everything that English has in feudal. And he's gonna be producing much faster than English, so...
And look how close Puppy is to castle, and the military numbers are dead even. Not only that, Puppy has a little bit more value because of the Sipahi, and ZertoN's going to be severely lacking in the age up requirements, and military schools immediately online, immediately able to produce castle age units without even having to spend resources into those.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just...
What? Men-at-arms and longbows? This is just inviting Puppy to go all cavalry come Castle Age.
Yeah, as soon as Castle Age hits, I'm expecting Puppy just go full knights, because there's just not enough production for ZertoN. Just 1 barracks and his council hall is just not going to be enough versus Castle Age unit.
No, it will not be. He's building up more and more of that longbow mass, but losing those 5 forward, losing those few men-at-arms and spears that he had to protect his mass, I mean, that's where it's a big kind of fallback to the English's game plan. They want to have a ball, have a really big mass, and then be comfortable to be able to go up to Castle Age behind it. Well, right now, you don't have that comfortability, nor do you have a ton of aggression that you've been outputting.
Yeah. And right now, Poppy is going up with the Mehmet Imperial Armory. Gonna have a free mangonel, and when that free mangonel gets into the field, all those longbows are basically useless. But I am expecting the game just won't get to that point. Just Poppy's gonna produce knights and just go into the English base and wreak havoc.
And the Imperial Armory is down, and that mangonel also counters out anything ZertoN can make so well. Like, yeah, Man-at-Arms in a sense kind of can run, but they're so slow, and these high elo players are so good at body blocking their own mangonel with their mass that they have and not allowing Men-at-Arms to get on top of it. So once that mangonel pops out, it's basically game over.
Yeah, at this point, here's the production starting to come online to Knights and Guild, and this military force by ZertoN he's trying to do the best he can with what he has, but it's just not enough versus what Puppypaw has.
Yep,
he might lose this, he might win this trade, but as soon as 1 or 2 knights come out, his entire military is going to die.
Yep, it has 15 villagers inside the town center firing on down, and you're right, he is going to win this trade, but I'm not worried about this trade. I'm worried about the long-term state that ZertoN's in right now, and that's just where I just said it. English doesn't have an answer for a lot of these units for Ottoman, and the power spike of Ottoman is Castle Age. I've never heard anyone say, oh, I can't wait for my English Castle Age power spike. That's when they're the strongest. Everyone says, all right, let me just try to skip Castle Age completely as English.
Yeah. English is going up to Castle Age with the King's Palace. He's gonna get more eco, but like we were talking on the previous game, yeah, you get more eco, but at the same time, you need more villagers and food to be able to keep that second TC going. And it is going to be rough because he doesn't need eco, he needs military. So he's starting to throw down archery ranges because he needs the crossbow against the onslaught of knights that's about to come in, but that mangonel is 20 seconds away, and that mangonel is going to wreck the crossbows. So I don't know what can ZertoN do. He needs to get a really solid defensive position. Maybe he can throw down a keep, but he doesn't have any stone for that.
Is Puppy going second TC, but he needs wood?
I'm thinking he's just gonna keep drop.
Okay. I might, yeah.
Maybe second TC too. It's like another way
I
to
feel like the
solidify
second TC
win.
would have potentially come out earlier, and he's still on the stone with 430, and so that definitely makes me think you are right, and he's planning on that keep drop. Looks like ZertoN wants to cause some annoyance with some men-at-arms, and at the same time, Puppy wants to have a nice old night raid. Outpost coming up for ZertoN, and a night raid coming into where those vills were on the wood line and the King's Palace. Immediately pulled back in. But the outpost has not gone back up yet, and the Sipahian Knights are here. Only men-at-arms there as far as melee, but crossbows going to correctly deter that raid from coming in.
Yeah, at this point Puppypaw is just keeping ZertoN in his base. As long as he can keep him in his base, he has and get enough time to get his military up, get enough stone. He's going.
This single unit is just the biggest problem for the English. For English to actually get something that's going to deal with that, they either need to transition to horsemen, those 2 men-at-arms, raid the villagers trying to build that secondary TC, and it's the extra stone for the military schools potentially. And knights running past the town centers and everything. But as I was mentioning with the mangonel, I mean, it's either going to cause like a horseman transition or springled in a siege transition, which is even more expensive, whereas this is just the Castle Age landmark that's automatically producing a significant amount of resources.
Yeah, like at this point, just like Another mangonel about to pop out. He cannot catch into the siege war right now because as soon as he gets 2 or 3 mangonels, he can switch back to Springles or maybe even a trebuchet and just start sieging down the English base. This couple of knights that we got all the way in the back are just annoying him, just getting him into his base. It's just Puppy's just delaying because he knows the further he delays, the bigger army he's gonna have. And as long as ZertoN doesn't get out of his base to get more resources, he's gonna run out of gold, run out of wood. The only thing he's gonna have is food. He won't be able to go up to Imperial, which is the big power spike. He's going with the siege workshop. I'm not sure about that. He will need like 2 Springles,
Like
3
I said,
Springles, and a Mangonel.
the mangonel is it forces a reaction. It forces a transition. But it's just, it costs so much resources for that transition, which is so much timing. Puppypaw has 3 military schools, has 2 TCs, is going to be able to nonstop produce. You look at the army value already, and Puppypaw's got an extra 1k with his 2 mangonels, and the, 9 knights he has circling around. Like, I get it, yeah, there's 12 crossbows, but I would pick 9 knights over 12 crossbows any day of the week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those knights will absolutely demolish the crossbows. Even with the small Minotaurs front line they have, it's only 6. 6, right? Yeah, 6. It's not enough. And
Ooh.
it
2 knights circle around for ZertoN, and Puppypaw has not spotted it out. Quick wall, not able to finish. No quick wall coming through, and ZertoN moving forward with his mass once again. We have seen this not be a good point for him as he moves forward a little too early or doesn't have the vision, but he has the numbers in the fight, not the value, and the value is a lot of times what is the key, because these mangonels, if they're able to get 2 good fires off on this mass without any good dodges or without the spread formation coming in, it's going to completely tilt the fight towards Puppypaw.
Yeah, although Puppy is just he has to his military a little bit spread out too thin, just a tiny bit. He needs to fall back and be able to be able to take this.
Yeah, 2 knights run by those mangonels. They get some good fire on those knights, and 2 knights immediately thrown away for nothing. No raids coming in. Now ZertoN moving around that eastern side that Puppy was attempting to wall off, maybe to protect up and get some food on those deer, but has second TC on multiple food sources.
Yeah, and now Puppy switching the Imperial Armory into Springles, so whenever the certain Springles come out, which I'm sure they will eventually, Puppy will be already ahead and be able to protect his siege. And ZertoN had a very small window just now where he could have attacked and maybe do something, but instead he's choosing to go back home. Looking to drop a keep defensively, most likely to get that very important network of Citadels upgrade and a little bit of a foothold in the map where he's gonna be okay. You cannot move past this point because this is my zone. But he needs that keep like right now because Puppypaw is coming.
Puppypaw's starting to move forward. He's starting to see some of these locations. Looks like ZertoN wants to move out to that middle gold while also taking his back gold. Knight spotted out the little mass of ZertoN's side, and Puppypaw just slowly moving forward. The crossbow mass also has the meter to increase up those attack speed. Will be a little bit more effective than the other side as well.
Absolutely. Oh, there's the first Springle for ZertoN. The first Springle for Puppypaw is about to pop out, and we'll start to see what happens. That one Springle for ZertoN might give him enough of an edge because of the network of castle. He will be able to take the enemy Springle faster, but it's still that's 3 mangonels that he needs to go through.
It's also when Puppy takes the fight, isn't he just gonna dive on the back line with his knights? And if the Springled steps forward, the knights are just gonna aggro that. And the archers, crossbows, men-at-arms, they're gonna struggle to step up to 3 mangonels. Like, yeah, it'll end up taking them down, but it's just gonna take so much time.
Good Good attempt with the flank, but
Good
not
circle by the crossbows all around his mangonels. Not really able to get focused down on Springald. About to take down the first mangonel. But again, not before they're gaining some value, getting a ton of shots onto those crossbows.
Yeah, good spread, but it's just way too many mangonels to spread all your units. And he's he just got enough stone for a key, but he cannot drop the key right now because all the enemy army is right on his face, and he has no space to drop it on the back. So basically, all those 9 villagers were doing nothing for the past 2 to 3 minutes. It's really, really unfortunate.
And this is the Puppypaw timing attack that just was proved to be too much. Springald's did not make enough of a difference, and Mangonels just helped wipe the mass. All of a sudden, Puppy has 47-9. Again, ZertoN, he's been up in eco every single game, and again, it shows. It doesn't matter if you don't have the military numbers that you need. Big, big win for Puppypaw. Domination. 3-0 in this finals. He's going on to the grand finals, and, you know, just showed